Welcome to Weebs Top 10 Watch Club of the Great Jahy Will Not Be Defeated. I'm Scott.
I'm Jonah.
Woo! Episode 11. Here we go. It was a pretty good episode. I mean, I'm at a weird spot with this show. I liked the episode. There's a lot of stuff I did like because it felt like, I don't know, now it finally feels, at least now in the episodes, it feels like she's living a life. Not, and what I mean by that is every other time, it almost felt like backstory or like we're just getting little vignettes. Now it feels like we genuinely go through like a day or two of her life. You get what I mean? And I'm liking that pacing more. But at the same time, this is going to sound weird because I'm a huge slice of life fan. But this feels almost too slice of life.
Too big of a slice.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is because I was like, I liked Lucky Star and a few other shows, and it's like, I think those shows are more slice of life than this one. You know, I don't know what it is, but I keep being like, what am I missing here? I keep feeling like I'm missing something. But overall, I like this episode. It just, like, I like the pacing. Like I said, like it feels like we're going through a day or two. But I just don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think it's because you know that there is a goal, and over 11 episodes, there was progress, and it's taken away, and then now there's no progress.
Yeah, I think it's because there's no progress, or it's like, yeah, I think that's it too. It's like I feel like I'm being torn. Like, am I just supposed to watch her build a life here? And if so, can we start building this life? Or are we going for these crystals? And if so, can we stop this much suffering in the crystal realm? Like,
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? And honestly, the ending. So we got a new opening and ending. I like the new opening a lot. And honestly, the ending almost makes me feel like she's building a life on Earth, honestly, you know?
Right.
And like maybe everyone becomes friends. And like, I think I could actually really enjoy that show. But they're not giving me that show yet. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like I'm having an identity crisis alongside with the show. That's what it feels like.
Right. I mean, technically now, I guess this would be going to be where the show should take off. For the most part. So it should be like almost at the climax. So if nothing is like set in stone or like there's no progression by like episode 14, because it's a 20 episodes, right? Or is it 23?
I think it's 20, but honestly, with how the shows have been going for like the last season or two and like different things, and sometimes I feel like I look it up and it tells me one thing and then later it tells me more because like maybe it wasn't officially released or something, you know what I mean? For sure 20, but it might end up being like 24. Yeah,
if it's 20, I feel like if I don't see anything concrete until by episode 14, I think my view of the show is probably going to change drastically. If it's 24, then I'll give it till 16.
Yeah.
And if I don't see any like progression, I'll obviously still finish it, but I'll probably view it in a different way. Because like part of me now is like, maybe I should just think this is just an episodic anime.
I mean, I guess, and that's kind of how I've been treating it. It's just like, even in comparison to episodic anime, it's like, what am I missing here? And I feel like it's just not giving me what I either get out of episodic anime or things with continuous stories. You know what I mean?
Right. I kind of view this as like Ed, Edd and Eddy. The overall goal is to get the Jawbreaker. Some episodes they get money and then they lose it, or something happens, but they never really get that Jawbreaker.
Right. Yeah. Overall, I like this episode. And like this show has like a lot of good parts and like has a lot of things I do like, but then I just kind of keep being like, yeah, but like, where's the pizzazz?
Right. It's like eating food without salt and pepper. Like, that's okay, but like a little bit of salt would really make this better.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, yeah, exactly. Or pizza without a topping. So this episode, the boss starts planting tomatoes, and then she mentions how all the stuff you can grow, and then you get food, and you don't have, and like it cuts down your cost. Then Jahy's like, that's a pretty good idea. So she tries growing a tomato named Tomaru, I think she ends up naming it, because she realizes you need to give it love, care, and attention, and blah blah blah. And that was actually sweet, and I actually really enjoyed it. And then it finally sprouts and grows, and she's like, I believed in you. You're so good. Yay. And then she takes a bite of her interesting looking tomato, and then turns out it was a habanero. And so she freaks out, has to like drink a bunch of water, and it was pretty funny. It was good payoff. And the plant's still going strong in her room, though, I noticed throughout the episode.
Right.
But she was like, you betrayed me. But I thought that was pretty good. And then after that, the boss comes over. The landlord comes over, and she's like, I'm living here now. I can't, I'm moving out of my sister's spot because we got in a fight. And she was like, why don't you take the place next door? And she was like, because I'll be lonely then. And so she's like, well, you can't live here. And then she's like, rent is free, which I was like, thank Jesus. And then she was like, well, then welcome, stay as long as you'd like. And then she forces her to share her mattress, takes the covers, which I was like, classic bitches. And then then she's like kind of slobby all over the place, and then she's like, get out of here. She was like, okay, how about this? Free rent, and I do all the housework. And then she was like, well, welcome. It's fine that you stay here. And then she's like, okay, gotta go. And she goes, meets up with Druj, whatever her name is. We're just gonna call her Drew. She meets up with Drew, and they have like a meeting about collecting the crystals. Drew's like, I only collected 30 of the small ones and 6 of the big ones. My bad. I'm sorry. I suck so bad. She's like, please scold me. And then she scolds her. Drew loves it. And she orders a bunch of stuff, and she's like, and you're paying Drew. And Drew was like, thank you. And then she asked Jahy, but Jahy didn't have anything. And so she ended up distracting her by saying she saw the magical girl, and then Drew was like, well, of course you would have murdered her already. Well, you're so good. And she's like, of course I did. It was easy peasy. And then they saw a magical girl again. It was the same one. And this time she was like, who's that? Do you know her? And then Jahy was like, she's my new underling. She's a human, but she's pretty powerful. And then Drew got like actual upset, not like upset like please punish me upset. Like, no, I need to be your number one. She got all pouty. And then she's like, I'm gonna work hard to make sure that I'm truly like your best servant and only servant you need. And so she runs out of there, and Jahy's like, whew, dodge that bullet. That's good. And then she has to pay for dinner. Saved her pride, lost her wallet. And then she goes back. The apartment's all a mess because turns out landlord can't do any cleaning or any housework or anything because her sister just takes care of her. And so then she's like, you need to go home. Her sister calls. Jahy answered the phone because the landlord like refuses. There's a sweet moment where Jahy was like, you needed to talk to her. She's like, you actually have a home to go to. Don't be so, what'd she say? Spoiled. There we go. And then all is forgiven. She goes home. It was a beautiful, cute moment. And the end.
True story. Yeah. I do like the petty reason why she left was because she wore her shirt stretched out the chest.
Yeah, because every time she wears her shirt, she stretches out the chest. Yeah, I liked that too. And I thought that whole thing was cute. I enjoyed it. It's a pretty good episode. Honestly, the show could be called The Great Jahy Keeps Digging Herself in a Deeper Hole. Because she's like, she has to, anytime the magical girl and Drew are going to be with each other, Drew's going to think that she's an underling of Jahy. And so we're going to see how that works out. Which could be some fun moments.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite part of the episode?
Probably the tomato betrayal.
Yeah, either the tomato betrayal, or or the Druj meeting. But I think it was tomato for me too.
Yeah, I do think everyone needs a companion like Druj, though.
Right, dude.
This makes me want to sugar mommy it even more.
I know, dude. She's so good. Do you have any other thoughts?
No. I mean, other than like what we talked about earlier, I'm like overall like can't really complain on the episodes. They're cute and adorable, with a little hint of sadness here and there, but like pretty good. I just want a little bit more substance.
Yeah, or direction, I guess. I think that's it. I just don't feel a direction. Like, I feel like it almost feels like there's a promise I don't know about, but it also feels like I'm not getting that promise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But we'll see. Any other thoughts?
I mean, we got a potential character reveal.
Oh yes, I forgot at the end. It's gonna be the Dark Lord. I don't think they're even trying to hide it really. And she's gonna be a cute little girl like Jahy, except I wonder if she'll have a transformation like Jahy. But so it'll be interesting when she's introduced. The theme song has her, and so does the ending. So it'll be interesting. I can't wait for that. I wonder how many episodes you think we got until they introduce her.
Like I said, I'm giving it to 14. That's going to be a hard 14 for me. So they have up until then. I'm hoping they do it here within the next couple episodes. I think once she gets involved, at least based off like the intro, I don't think she's going to do too much besides eat. But hopefully, like it guides it to like the right direction. So either she's like, "Nah, let's just chill here," or they kick the like mana or the crystal collecting over gear.
Yeah, or something. But we shall see. Leave your comments down below. How long do you think until the Demon Lord gets introduced? Or what are your thoughts? Do you feel like there's promises unfulfilled? Let us know in the comments down below. And we'll see you in the next one.
Later.